Hello. Hope you're having a good open house. This is one of a few videos I'll post for all the different classes I teach this year. My name is Ben Franks, go by Mr. Franks, and I'm the new social studies teacher. You got to know me a little bit if you were able to watch Mr. Strite's Monday Memo introductory video. I'll probably talk a little bit more about myself and some of the other social studies videos for sixth, seventh, and eighth grade social studies, as well as civics. But this one is dedicated to my Explore class for quarter one called Media Literacy and Current Events. So, pretty much from the title, it kind of tells you all that the class is about. So, one half is just kind of looking at current events, talking about current events, but applying some of the stuff we learn about media literacy to that. And so, media literacy is kind of a newer term, but if you break it down, it's just, if you think of the word literacy, that basically means how to read and write and things like that. And maybe you've heard of like financial literacy, so how to balance a checkbook and things along those lines. Media literacy deals with analyzing media, and it's not how it used to be when you were going for school, or even when I was going for school. The students that I teach these days have a lot of media they have to sift through and they have to analyze. So you have all the traditional media, which is like your cable news networks and your newspapers and everything else on the internet, just general news websites. But they also have to deal with social media on top of it. And so, what this course aims to do is to help students look at all those different avenues of media and break it down essentially. So there's kind of three different things that we use in this class that we rotate through to help students with that. So typically on Mondays, we do this thing, which comes from a group called the Stanford History Education Group. And they have some really nice lessons, like you can see on your screen here. And here are some examples we've been dealing with lately. So always want to think about who's behind the information, what is the evidence, and what do other sources say? Can students corroborate the information to know what they're looking at is accurate? In addition, we use a resource called Checkology, and if I kind of go from left to right here, it kind of gives you some ideas of what we've been looking at. InfoZone, so looking at different types of information, whether that's to persuade or just to be informative. Looking at what the heck is news actually, looking at how do journalists put news stories together, evaluating sources online, kind of a deep dive about the First Amendment, and now we're getting into information about, well, misinformation. As everyone knows, you can't believe everything that you see on the internet, essentially. So that's been a really good conversation so far as well. And then, in addition, another thing that we use is this thing called Fan School, where students basically are able to draft different countries from around the world, and it's kind of the idea is kind of to expose them to different global news, to kind of be aware of what's going around the world, other than just here in Central Illinois or even the United States for that matter. And so they're able to draft countries, and there's like a point system. And if you click this down arrow, it kind of shows you what exactly might be going on in a certain country. And so those are kind of the three main things we kind of rotate through in media literacy. It's been a little bit of building the airplane as we fly it, if you will, because it's the first time I'm teaching this. But that said, I think your students have been getting a lot out of this. And from our conversations in class, I know they're picking up a lot of the important points. So I'll probably leave it there for now for Explore class, quarter one, media literacy and current events. Again, I'm Mr. Franks, and you'll probably see me again when I go through my sixth, seventh, and eighth grade and civics classes. All right, take care. Thanks.